Hello, Guardians. It is Ebontis, and today is July 16th. Xur has arrived. He's in the tower. Should be over here in the hangars. Let's go over there and see what he's got. We are in a bit of the quieter time for Destiny 2's kind of end of season. We've got about a month. You know, Solstice is finishing up. We'll have Epilogue, which will probably wrap up the story. Not entirely sure what's coming there. But we do have the Last Word podcast to talk about the changes to GMs and Vanguard reputation. So join us tonight, twitch.tv/Ebontis, 7 p.m. Eastern Time for episode 158. But we're here. Let's see what this man has to offer. So we've got your exotic engram. Make sure you guys buy that to complete your collection of exotics in case you're missing anything, or get a random roll. Maybe it's a good stat roll. Let's see what he has for sale. For the weapon, we've got the Sunshot. Actually having a little bit of fun with that one here with, you know, trying to make elemental orbs and get solar kills and just blow stuff up, really. Sunshot's a fun weapon. Decent hand cannon. It's like the only 150 in the game. They pretty much got rid of that archetype. And you have Sunblast as a perk. Targets killed with Sunshot doesn't have to be a precision, so it's not like Firefly. Just if they die, they explode in a solar energy. Sunburn, this weapon fires explosive rounds that highlight targets and take damage from Sunshot. So overall, pretty cool, fun weapon. If you like hand cannons, it's not a bad little hand cannon to use, and I think the Masterwork will actually give it a pretty good sized booster range, if I remember correctly. So worth getting the Catalyst for sure. But overall, if you don't have this, pick it up, level it up, fun to use. For the hunters, we've got the Ophidia Spathe. Perk here is Scissor Fingers. Pretty straightforward. Grants 2 knives per charge. And you'll notice down here, it went really, really heavy into the strength stat roll. But as this is a melee exotic, or melee-based exotic, so you're like, hey, what is your melee? It's your throwing knife, and you've got 26 points in strength. That's a big boost. Now, recovery, discipline, intellect all being like 2, 3, and 6, that kind of hurts my soul a little bit. But mobility is 16, so at least that helps to dodge. This is if you really want to go throwing knives, you're going really heavy on strength. So it is very specific to this one. You know, if resilience might have been at least intellect, or recovery would have been better. But overall, if you're looking for a strength roll for, you know, throwing knife build, this is your jam. Pretty straightforward. Woof. Titan's got bad stats and a bad exotic. We've got the Severance Enclosure. I just don't think this is worth it. For an exotic slot, there are better ones for sure. Powered melee final blows unleash a damaging explosion. So you have to kill something with your melee. Not always going to happen. Finishers and final blows against more powerful targets increase the radius and damage of the explosion. So say you finish a champion, the explosion will be a little bit bigger. More often than not, you're not going to likely be in melee range against a lot of things. Finishers, you'll probably get off occasionally, but just because you get a finisher on a champion, you're not probably doing that in the middle of a fight where you're going to use that explosion to kill other things. So personally, I don't find this all that beneficial. I really wish it had some other use. You know, a melee punch on a lower level tier enemy with an explosion, not so bad, but is it worth taking your exotic slot on armor? Personally, no. And on top of that, this is a 59 roll with 2 in resilience, which is kind of the stat Titans need at least a little bit of. You do have 16 intellect, 12 discipline, 13 recovery. Not too shabby there. If the mobility was resilience, the stat roll wouldn't be too bad on the distribution side, but it is a total of 59 for an exotic. Should be a minimum of 60 in my opinion, but what do I know? Overall, this is one of the ones you could almost buy it and delete it. You don't even need to hold on to this thing until it gets probably a rework. So it's up to you, but I haven't used this thing since it's been out, so it's totally your call, and the stat roll isn't even great either. So yeah, buy it, delete it, not missing much. For the Warlocks, we've got the Ophidian Aspects. Perk here is Cobra Totemic. Weapons ready and reload very quickly, and melee range is extended. Warlocks already have the longest melee. This is going to give you a little longer melee, which is a good thing. Also, for PvP, this is really crucial. Weapons ready and reload, so you're actually, you know, your handling perk is basically very high, and also your reload stat is going to be very high for your weapons. So this is a great thing in PvP for switching between different weapons. If you have builds where you, like, you know, prime them with something and finish them off with another, you know, start with a sniper or a grenade launcher, finish them up with a hand cannon. Overall, great exotic for PvP, the melee range. Generally, this is just a good use thing for PvP all the time. So if you don't have it at all, for sure you buy it. As for the stat roll, we got 61, 17 in intellect, 15 17 in recovery, 15 in intellect. Buy it alone for those two. Resilience not doing as much. Discipline 6, strength is 10. Not bad for a little melee boost. Overall, it may not be the highest total, but just the recovery and intellect being high is worth buying it alone. So check your stats. See what you've got, and especially if you don't have it, buy it, but maybe check your stat distribution. This might still be better. But that pretty much wraps it up for Xur. I think the Steam website died while I was trying to get a Steam Deck, so I don't know if I'm going to get one of those. But if you did, good luck and good job. Again, as I said, we've got the podcast tonight, The Last Word, episode 158, I believe, with Above. We're going to be 7 p.m. Eastern Time on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Ebontis. So join us around the campfire. If you guys are new to the channel, you enjoy the Xur videos, you enjoy Lost Sector guides, you enjoy pretty much anything from me, hit the subscribe button. Nice way to support me. Alert bell, nice way to see future videos from me, make it to you. And you guys can find me over on Twitter with updates about anything I've got going on. And as I said, streaming over on Twitch. Thanks, guys. Have a good one. I'll see you soon.